From Ticker News with Aaron Young, this is Ticker Today.
Thanks so much for joining me. Welcome to Space Ladies. Pop icon Katy Perry joined 5 trailblazing women on an historic all-female mission to space, flying aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket. The team blasted off from West Texas, soaring to the edge of space during an exhilarating 10-minute flight. We'll hear what Katy Perry said when she touched down back on Earth. Today, a coalition of small American business suing the American President Donald Trump over his divisive Liberation Day tariffs and what it means for them. Meta headed to court in a major antitrust case, the FTC accusing the company of dominating the social media sector. We'll hear more from Ol Sultan soon from Sultan Interactive Group. The FAA today grounding a New York-based helicopter tour company following a deadly crash in the Hudson River. And the markets, well, Wall Street rallied today, the Dow climbing more than 300 points, a welcome boost for investors. You're watching Ticker Today, the latest news, business and tech shaping our world. Let's get started. First today, pop superstar Katy Perry and 5 remarkable women have successfully completed an all-female spaceflight aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket. They lifted off from West Texas, 8:30 a.m. local time, reaching the edge of space in a thrilling 10-minute journey. The women celebrated with squeals of excitement as they soared past the nearby full moon. After a brief period in zero gravity, Perry delighted the group with a rendition of Louis Armstrong's classic song as they returned to their seats. And back on Earth, Perry embraced the significance of the journey, expressing hope for future generations of women in space exploration.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey. And then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong, divine feminine right now.
Small US businesses have launched a lawsuit against President Donald Trump, challenging his controversial Liberation Day tariffs. They argue his use of International Emergency Economic Powers Act is unconstitutional, claiming the declared emergency is imaginary and trade deficits don't warrant such drastic measures. The lawsuit, the third of its kind, follows Trump's decision to impose a blanket 10% tariff on imports and significantly increase duties on Chinese goods. The businesses, represented by the Liberty Justice Center, say these tariffs threaten their survival by raising costs and disrupting supply chains. Meta is facing a significant antitrust trial as the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, accuses the tech giant of monopolising the social media landscape. The FTC is pushing for the undoing of Meta's acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp, claiming the dominance harms competition. Meta argues it competes vigorously with platforms like TikTok and YouTube, highlighting that when TikTok experienced an outage, many users then turned to Instagram. The outcome of the case, set to span roughly 8 weeks, could decide whether Meta is found liable for antitrust violations, potentially leading to a breakup. A fatal helicopter crash in the Hudson River in New York has led the FAA to ground the New York-based tour operator. The FAA halting all flights by a New York helicopter and launching a safety probe after 6 people died in a sightseeing crash last week.
The FAA has ordered New York Helicopter to cease operations immediately following last week's fatal crash in the Hudson River that claimed 6 lives. The Bell 206 aircraft plunged into the water near Hoboken during a sightseeing tour, killing a visiting Spanish family of 5 and their pilot. The agency says it will conduct a full review of the company's safety record, while the NTSB continues to investigate the cause of the tragedy. The incident has reignited debate over the risks of non-essential helicopter flights over New York City. Senator Chuck Schumer welcomed the FAA's decision, calling the company a danger to the public. The crash adds to mounting calls for tighter oversight of the helicopter tour industry.
In a positive turn for investors, the stock market saw a boost today as the Dow surged over 300 points. A rollback on tariffs for tech products including smartphones and computers provided relief to major companies like Apple. Nvidia made headlines by announcing plans to manufacture its AI supercomputers entirely in the US, marking a significant milestone for American tech. Although optimism prevailed, concerns linger as the Trump administration indicated potential changes to tariffs that could still emerge. Meanwhile, Chinese exports have soared last month, just ahead of new US tariffs, as President Xi Jinping embarked on a diplomatic trip to strengthen trade relations. Corporate earnings, meanwhile, are in the spotlight this week as markets react to the ongoing tariff uncertainty. Following a strong week, the S&P 500 remains down 6% since Trump's recent tariff announcement. Investors eager for updates on potential tariff exemptions for tech products, although Trump has disputed earlier reports of relief. Major companies like Goldman Sachs, Bank of America and Netflix set to release their quarterly earnings, adding to market anticipation. Additionally, traders keeping an eye on March's retail sales report scheduled for release Wednesday.